Because I want to do right in my life, Your Honor.
What do you mean you want to do right?
I'm
So doing right is drinking and then slapping your girlfriend around? Is that what's doing
No.
right?
That's not the person I am, Your Honor.
Well, it is, because you were just convicted of it. So that is the person you are.
It's not the person I stand for.
Okay, I don't know what that means. You sound like one of these sovereign citizens, okay?
No.
You are who you are. I'm looking at your record, and you're a longtime drug abuser and thief. That's who you are.
Viewers, buckle in for this one, because this courtroom just turned into an honesty demolition zone. Today we're watching a defendant who walked into Menor Municipal Court already convicted of domestic violence, and then tried to hide brand new charges from both the judge and probation. He thought Omission wasn't lying until the judge shredded that fantasy on the spot. What starts as a guilty plea quickly spirals into a brutal interrogation about drinking, cheating, violence, relapse, and deception. And when this guy tries to redefine who he really is, the judge fires back with one of the coldest lines we've ever heard. And trust me, the hammer that drops at the end, you'll feel it.
Convicted of domestic violence in Menor Municipal Court. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mulkey?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed the particulars of this matter with him as it relates to him having a final hearing on this. He elects to waive that hearing, admit to the violation, Your Honor, and proceed to disposition.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea to the violation?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. So why did you lie to me on June 3rd?
On the day I was just, I don't know, I was just trying to follow the lead of my lawyer at the time, and
What?
I was
Well,
scared.
the
I was
lead-
nervous.
You picked up this charge on May 25th, came into court on June 3rd, didn't tell the probation officer who prepared the report. You were in violation of your bond at that time. You didn't tell that to the probation officer. And I sentenced you based on what is contained in the report. And you engaged in a lie of omission is what you did. Why did you do that?
I thought the charges would have been being dropped, but
Well,
it wasn't.
you didn't tell me about it because you didn't want me to know about it, right?
I was worried that it would affect the way sentencing was going to go.
Should it have affected the way the sentencing went? I mean, it didn't, right? Because I didn't know about it. Should it have affected the way the sentencing went?
Yes,
And that's exactly why you didn't tell me about it.
right.
What else have you not told me about? Now you're in confession. Tell me everything that you haven't told me.
That during the incident, I had relapsed and got drunk with my ex at the time.
And then what?
We both had a physical encounter with each other. And this is all.
So what did you do?
What did I do?
Right.
I pushed her, ran out the house.
What else did you do? Slap her around a little bit?
This is what it was said. I can't deny it because I was a little drunk, yes.
So why were you drinking?
Honestly, I confessed to
Yes.
her that I cheated on her in the past, and this is how this all started in the first place. I was afraid I was going to lose her. We both decided to drink together at that night, and that's what really happened. I wanted to own up to it at first with the whole, because I was out of my character to allow infidelity to be in a relationship, something I've always been against for many years, and I wanted to clean my side of the street with it, and I walked into it unprepared for all the consequences that was going to come with it. And I allowed myself in a weak moment to fall into it, and both made a bad decision that night.
Well, you're the one that's here.
Yes.
Okay. You're the one that was out on bond that had a prohibition against drinking and using drugs, right?
Yes, Your
Was
Honor.
she out on bond at the time?
No.
Was she on probation at the time?
No, Your Honor.
So I don't want to hear about you both did, I don't care what she did.
Right.
Okay. You've been coming here for 6.5 years. Here. Just here. You've been a lot of everywhere before that. So why? One of the things that a probationer has to do is to be honest with their probation officer. And you're not. So why shouldn't I just send you to prison right now for 12 months?
Because I want to do right in my life, Your Honor.
What do you mean you want to do right?
I'm
So doing right is drinking and then slapping your girlfriend around? Is that what's doing
No.
right?
That's not the person I am, Your Honor.
Well, it is, because you were just convicted of it. So that is the person you are.
It's not the person I stand for.
Okay, I don't know what that means. You sound like one of these sovereign citizens, okay?
No.
You are who you are. I'm looking at your record, and you're a longtime drug abuser and thief. That's who you are. Now, whether you remain that person is completely on you. Now, we can add wife beater to it too, right? So we can add that to it. So you're sitting here in a blue uniform telling me who you are not. And I'm telling you who you are because of what you've created. Don't you have a no contact order with her?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
No. But at the moment, I'm not residing with her anymore.
Well, at the moment you're residing at the Liam Bruno Hilton. That's where you're residing.
I mean, I moved back in with my mother in Cleveland, Old Brooklyn in Cleveland. And I had to rebuild from scratch again, you know?
So my problem with keeping you on probation is that I'll never be able to trust anything you say through what you tell probation because you're a liar. So when you come in on your weekly appointment and tell the probation officer all the wonderful things you're doing, chances are that it's a lie. Is that fair or unfair?
That's fair.
Okay. So how do I keep you on probation if that's the case?
I'll be accountable for everything. I'll show proof, not just say it.
So you're gonna give us proof that you're not beating your girlfriend?
Yes. I'm not sure how, other than just not doing it, obviously, but I'll find some way.
When's the last time you were at Signature Health?
The day of sentencing for this, no, the day before that was a Monday. So Wednesday, prior to getting sentenced for the domestic violence.
Folks, this is the moment everything implodes. The defendant finally admits that yes, what he's been telling probation has basically been a lie every single week. And watch how calmly the judge dismantles him. None of the excuses survive. Not the drinking, not the relapse, not the "we both did it" framing, and definitely not his sudden attempt to redefine himself as some morally enlightened version of who he wishes he was. And then the judge drops the line. You sound like one of these sovereign citizens. That's judge speak for. You're living in a fantasy world where your words change reality. In sovereign circles, they try the same thing, claiming their true identity overrides facts, records, and evidence. But courts deal in behavior, not self-branding. You can't talk your way out of a rap sheet. You can't verbal alchemy your way out of probation violations. You can't UCC 1308 your way out of consequences. Chat. Has anyone seen a defendant accidentally argue like a sovereign citizen without even realizing it?
So whatever Wednesday was prior to the 15th of July.
Who's your AA sponsor?
I currently don't have one at the moment because
Why
I just
not?
moving back into Cleveland. I have been going to meetings there. I found an AA club that's literally right around the corner for me, and I was going to there almost regularly.
Who was your sponsor on May 25th?
Dwayne Adkins.
Did you call Dwayne Atkins on May 25th before you started drinking?
Not before. No.
Mr. Mulkey?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. I just want to add in again for the benefit of Anthony here to understand that being truthful with the probation officer also means any sort of police contact, whether you get charged, convicted, or not. If it's something that he's debating, should I or should I not tell this to the probation officer? If you're even having that internal discourse with yourself, that means it is definitely something to tell your probation officer. So that's all I would add for the benefit of my client, Your Honor. Other than that, I would ask the court to allow him to remain on community control at this time, Your Honor, to be extended if necessary, Your Honor. He will follow all of the court's rules and the probation officer's rules. If the court's concerned about alcohol consumption, perhaps an alcohol monitor or something like that would be in order, Your Honor. Other than that, I would defer to the court, and I have nothing further.
Why don't we hire somebody to tag along with him 24 hours a day to make sure he's behaving? How old are you?
I'm 33, Your Honor.
When are you going to start acting like that?
Yesterday. I don't know exactly how to answer that. I'm trying to do the best I can now. I'm only human, Your Honor.
Well, so we should just forget all this because you're only human.
No,
Right.
absolutely not.
I mean, I didn't assume you were superhuman or anything like that, so everybody who comes in here is human.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me you're an addict and you can't help it.
I am an addict. I'm trying to help it, though. I can't change the fact that I'm an addict, though. But
Well, of course you can't. You can change your behavior. Question is whether you want to or not. Your record indicates you don't want to. That's what your record indicates. That's who you are. Question is, will you remain that person? I've seen you enough times that it doesn't mean anything when you tell me that you're going to do something different or you shake your head. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay? Especially when you lied to me last time. So what you say here, I mean, I don't even know why we're bothering wasting this time having this discussion, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me what you say, and it really doesn't matter to you what I say. Never has. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep coming back here. So I'm not sure why I just spent 20 minutes talking to you. But, all right, I'm going to extend your community control to March or June 3rd of 2027. You're going to serve 61 days in jail. No drugs or alcohol with screens. Continue with Signature Health and follow the recommendations. 3 AAs a week and get a sponsor. 1 doctor, 1 dentist, and 1 pharmacy. Medication is prescribed. Releases, full employment, costs and fees. Anything else, Mr. Mulkey?
Not at all. Just once again, I just tell my client that lying or withholding information to the probation officer is the exact same as doing it to the judge. All right, because they work for the judge. Thank you, Your Honor. I have nothing further.
All right.
Team. Here's the big takeaway from this case. The defendant didn't end up in deeper trouble because of some complicated legal twist. He buried himself with dishonesty. Probation isn't optional transparency. It's the core requirement. And every time he hid contact with police, every time he downplayed his drinking, every time he tried to word salad his way around responsibility, he made the sentencing outcome worse. Courts treat dishonesty the same way they treat sovereign citizen tactics, as a giant red flag. Whether you're claiming I do not consent or claiming that's not who I really am, it all collapses the moment your actions contradict your story, and this judge made that brutally clear. By the end, he extended community control all the way to 2027, hit the defendant with 61 days in jail, enforced AA, monitoring, and strict compliance because trust was gone. And once a judge no longer believes you, no fancy phrasing, no emotional plea, no courtroom performance can save you. If you take one lesson from today's case, it's this: courts reward honesty, and they punish delusion. If you're into breakdowns like this, hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more real courtroom consequences. Turn on the bell so you never miss when the next meltdown drops.